Good morning, this is John Sauce Flint napping. It's going to be part 2 of platform. I got some thicker, broken off, cracked stuff out there in my yard we look at. And spalling will help you learn. A lot of you don't have rocks to spall on, but if you do, it'll help you understand how important your platforms are. The platforms have to be below the center line. I'm going to hit way up here on this one. And it is below the center line. If you look, the center is right here. So I'm going to take a copper hammer. It's heavy enough to move mass. And I hit where I drew all those pencil lines. Look at the nice piece I got off right there. So it was heavy enough to move a lot of mass. Now if it was this billet here, it wouldn't have been able to, heavy enough probably to move that much mass I moved. So the thicker something is, the more mass you want to move, the heavier the hammer needs to be. Same as that right there. Now this thing looks like it has a crack going up here close to the middle of it. We'll find out pretty soon. Okay, now I can go to a lighter hammer, like a solid copper billet, because I'm not trying to move that much mass. And I'm constantly hitting on the edge. Now this is what I want to explain to you. In the first video I said sometimes you can have your edge too low, your platform, and but that's okay if you don't worry about losing the width, which is okay here. See, I'm constantly hitting here. The edge was too low, but I'm working back up. As I hit up, the edge gets higher. Every time I knock a piece off, it gets higher up. But I'm losing all this width right here. Right now I'm almost getting into here where I can't hit. But look how good it worked. So if someone says, well, if you're not making your pour thin enough, it's because your edge is too low. You need to make your edge lower, I'm sorry. That's not necessarily true. It's according to how much mass you want to move and how wide you want that point to be. If you want that point to be wide, you need that platform just to be just a little bit below the center line, but you can take a lot of mass off with it like that. I'm going to show you something here. I keep hitting here. See that hinge right there? That's blocking my shock waves. I keep having to beat on it to finally get them to run through it. All right, now look at this. I'm hitting down. And I got me a ridge to follow right there, and that's way below the center line. And even though it's following that ridge, it didn't go about halfway. If it had been a little, about maybe a 1/16 higher up, or an 1/8 higher up, it should have run all the way down this thing here. Got a bunch of little cracks right here I'm trying to get out. I'll get them out and then we'll start talking and explaining things again. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. If your edge, your platform is too low, you're not gonna move that much off of it like I've been talking about. You want to, rather than going back and raising it up, you can hit higher up on it up here rather than on the platform. Same thing as raising it up, you hit higher up and see the difference. Look at that. So sometimes you don't need to change it, you just need to hit high up on it. All right, let's see what we can come around here and do. And I'm not a very good instructor. Some people just a natural born teacher and some people aren't. All right, let me get my grinding rod. Show you something here. This is not good because this is got a U in the middle of it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there. So I'm hitting here and here and I'm not hitting solid on it. So when my hammer comes down, it's hitting here and here. I want it to hit solid. So what I got to do is I got to lower these little high points right here. And I can grind the rest of it off. Now it's solid. And I want to come across here, and this is only barely, look at it, above, below the center line, but I want to move all this mass. See what I'm talking about? Look at that. Do the same thing right here. Gonna grind it real good. That's barely below the center line. Got two high and low. I need to make it even, but I'm gonna hit that high one there by itself. I think it's thick enough to move the mass, but if I was really trying to make a nice point, I would make it straight across. But just for teaching, we're gonna leave it like it is for time's sake. Did what I wanted to do. It did move enough mass. Alright, let's get this one here. We got a half of a ridge here. I'm gonna show you what I mean by half of a ridge. This ridge starts right there. I'm gonna try to hit here and make it jump and follow that ridge. So I'm gonna hit higher up and I'm gonna hit more straight down like that. Didn't work. Followed it right that way. Like I said, it was a half, and that's what happened. It followed just that one little half spot. This is getting to be where it's a very interesting piece to do anything with. And I made several mistakes on this, trying to show you what stuff was already naturally set up. If I found something natural, I used it instead of making something where it needed to be, because it's a lesson thing. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you the way it is. That wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have done that. Because I wouldn't have tried that. I'd come over here and run one this way. Right now I'm gonna see if I can get that out this way. All right, we're gonna try to come up this ridge. And my line is just a little below center line again. And once again, I kind of got two little high and low spots there. Let me grind it some more. I'm glad I noticed that. Oop. Let's come back and do it the hard way. I really don't know why I'm worried about it, because it's not teaching you anything except how to get it out of, and that's way up advanced classes up through there. As far as I'm concerned, we're just trying to show you how important it is to make your platforms you hit on correct. That flake run right to there. This edge is way too low for what I'm trying to do. So they say if you're not thin, you need to make your platform lower. Wouldn't work here. All right, let's see what's going to happen. Hope that'll get it. Yep, that one took it out. But the problem is, I should have never had to have done that. But I created that problem trying to use a natural platform without having to try to make one and show you about low and highs. So in flint knapping, you can be your worst enemy. You can create things They're a major problem. And I'm real good at that. But I'm also good at getting them out because I've been doing it for so long and I created so many. You have to figure out how to get them out. Okay, on this one, we're going to try to run it all the way through here. I got it out this way, but it left some here. And I got a ridge here and a ridge here. I'm going to take this biggest ridge first and hit down it. And that didn't move enough mass. This was not the hammer, the billet, or hammer, whatever you want to call it, is heavy enough, but I didn't swing it hard enough. So I didn't get enough force to move enough mass there. So we got a stack going both ways. And when you get into problems, this is what keeps happening with you. And you lose a lot of size of whatever you make it. That's why it's so important you get everything right before you strike. You know, before you do this right here, it's going to move the amount of stone you want it to move. And you got the right size weight hammer, or if you don't, you're swinging hard enough and falling through hard enough to get it done. There we go. Try one more. There we go, got it out. Okay, let's go on to this bigger one because you're going to be able to learn more on the bigger one. Here's another big one. I got something in my eye. Let me see if I can get it out. Put. And then my safety glasses on, my reading glasses. Little chip went by, I got it out. Let me drink a little water. Come on in here. All right, here's another one. I'm spalling, but by spalling you're learning platform. Look at here, perfect platform to take this out here. If I hit up here, if I hit down here, it's not going to do nothing. So this is what I'm talking about, your platform being too low. It's perfect right there. And I'm going to use it heavy. I'd say this is 2 pounds. I got one that weighs 8 pounds, one that weighs 10 on big rocks. Used to fall in the back a lot. I used a 10-pounder big boulder. So I'm going to try to run one off there. Now imagine, in your mind, you're thinking this is a thin piece, and that's your platform. But you can see better and understand better with the bigger stuff, and that's why I'm doing this. All right, look how low I hit. I said I'm going to hit up there. My accuracy was off. Now I'm messed up. Come back this way and turn it over. Because when my accuracy was off, it sent shock waves in that shotgun. Once those shock waves got in there, I don't see it now, I knocked it off of that. Yeah, right there it caused it to crush. Okay, let's see what we can do now. This one it's old. Let me get the feel of this one. Yeah, this one's just right. You can thin them with this. You're not going to get big old long pieces off. You're going to have to take little thin ones at one time. Alright. Perfect platform. They hit quarter way up. Getting a phone call. We're going to keep going. Alright. Had a phone call. I don't think it stopped my video. It's still going. Yeah, it's still clicking. Okay, now. This is too straight down. I can turn it like this and hit But what it's gonna do, it's gonna drive in. I'm gonna show you. Break a piece off right over to there. I thought this was high. I didn't look, and we caught. If this had been high, it caused a hinge. Fortunately, it was low. I did not look, so I didn't know. All right, let's set something up now. Again, I'm looking and trying to get something to help you understand to set it up on. If I hit up here, it ought to go across like that and take that out. Now, this is too steep. I'm gonna hit back this way, and I made it, it's not as steep now. See, I got more of a slant, so I can hit right there. Run that out. Hit there. Nice little arrowhead. Now, I'm throwing them down, but all these pieces make nice arrowheads. I just peel them blade on this and probably make one here. Yep. Now look how thin we got that. That joker was that thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 blows. You can go back and look at it. I don't know what count how thin we got it. By hitting higher up and not having our platform too low. Okay, now we gotta get the cortex off. When you're hitting cortex like this, you're not doing anything, but when you can see the flint, come over here and hit the flint. See how the chip and the flint. Now you can see the flint on this side and hit above the cortex on that flint like that, it knocks it out. Come back this way, hit on it, come back this way, but you gotta hit on that flint every time. If you keep hitting on that cortex, you just don't want to break. You just beating yourself to death trying to get it to break. And I'm going to try to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Like right here. Better example. Let me grind this one. Alright, if I hit where that cortex is, it's not going to do nothing. But if I hit higher up, I might get it go a pretty good ways across there. You know what I mean? Higher up, I mean about a 1/16 above that cortex. I'm going to hold it in place. See where I hit just above the cortex? Look what happened. Now on this one, I'm going to raise it up even a little higher. Grind it good. Same thing. See how it took it off? Now over here, it's too straight down to hit in. Now if I follow that straight down, I could do a little bit, but my flakes are not going anywhere. Just kind of giving it like a little sharp edge, zigzag edge. So I'm gonna hit up here, get to where I can see the flint, Turn it over. Still see the flint, I can see the flint right there. See the flint right there. Let's see now. Like this way. See the flint there. Just hitting straight down. I'm gonna grind this, I'm gonna turn it over, and I'm gonna hit on top of the cortex and try to take some stuff off like that. There's different types of cortex. Some cortex is real thick, real sure enough chalky limestone. Boy, you can beat on it all day. If the whole rock has limestone around it like this right here, you're just hitting chalk and your shock waves are not going into it that good. That's where you need a sure enough big hammer and haul off and beat it hard. We're gonna try to run through here. I got most of that out. I'm not grinding because I'm hitting above it. hit on top of it. That didn't do as good as I wanted. Got in the cortex too much and kind of crushed and shocked, it soared the shock, what it did. Looking for different places to start. All right, here's your platform here. Below the center line. Took some out. Starting to get it off of there. This is going to be the problem side here because it goes so far I don't have to make it a little narrow. I'll start trimming in on it. And I'm hitting down. Sometimes you hit this way, like this. That'll turn the edge up real quick. But sometimes to get it to break, you got to hit into it that way. According to what the angle is on, you got to look at the angle of it. Try it one way, and if it don't work, try it the other way, and that's how you learn the angles. If you keep hitting, it's not moving. And if, well, something ain't right, I'm hitting, it's not doing right. But if you're finishing a point, and you got a preform that's branked out, and you keep hitting on it, you're just putting shock waves through it. You hit it over 2 times and it don't break, you know you're not doing something right then. But when you're trying to get cortex off a great big piece like that, if you do send shock waves through it, you got wobble room to get them out, is what I'm trying to say. All right, this side is real wide here. I can come in on it, raise the edges up. I'm try to run one all the way through here. Okay, now, got a little isolated platform right here. Really grind on this joke and grind it hard. It's isolated. That's what you call an isolated platform, sticking up by itself. It's going to take a good blow to move that mass. I don't think it'll move that much mass being it's that little of a platform, but we're going to try. That's what you get when you grind it real hard. See how much it moved? If I hadn't really put some grinding on that joker, it probably wouldn't have moved nothing hardly. But I made it stout enough, even though it was so little, it's still able to let some shock go through it. There goes the rest of it. There goes the rest of it. Okay, that's part 2. Hope you enjoyed it.